Hello, this is John with wesleygospel.com. This is going to be a biblical economics entry, and this is a new development in the business world that has been happening in the year following my completion of my biblical economics manuscript. And you can kind of see it reflected in some of my comments on GMAS as I'm writing uh, the biblical economics manuscript. You can see my frustrations and my difficulties, even in the footnotes and in just regarding cold email. Cold email has become, in these past 2 years, especially because of the COVID lockdown and massive amounts of remote work, there's been a lot of people doing um, mass emailing more so than normal, and I've been one of them. And so I've been able to see what's been going on, and they're calling it the Google Crackdown. The Google Crackdown on cold emailing, also called spam emailing, um, which is the common. There's two main ways in sales traditionally to find new customers: cold calling and cold emailing. Uh, Mass uh, telemarketing, calling 100 times a day to new companies that have never been called before, and mass emailing, like sending something like 1,000 emails a day, okay, of marketing emails out to people. And the objective is that, you know, throughout this mass, outreach to businesses, you get one or two interviews with a customer that could become a client, become a customer, paying customer. That's the essence of lead generation right there. But uh, the problem that has happened on the email side in the past year or so, especially this year, 2024, is just incredible. We are long past the days people could use when people could use a mail merge in Outlook, Microsoft Outlook, and send a 5,000 emails off like a giant Chinese firecracker, and you know get two or three appointments out of that. It's gone. It's literally impossible to do that now. It was. I remember different salespeople doing that 7 years ago, uh, 8 years ago. It's not possible to do that anymore. Um, it's called the Google Crackdown on spam, and you have to understand that this company, Google, unless Google goes out of business, which I highly doubt, Google really is controlling the business world right now in this area and in so many other areas. Um, Google My Business is a huge thing where if anybody owns a business, they go and they set up a Google My Business account, and they have to, have themselves, you know, on you know on the internet on a Google search, and anybody can put comments and rate their business. I mean, in times past that was impossible to do that. You know, Google is controlling sales and marketing. They have a a masterful vice grip on sales and marketing in the business world right now. Absolute masterful vice grip. If you don't conform to Google's policies, your business will fail. It is just that simple. Um, and one of the recent uh, things with Google is the Google crackdown on spam. Okay, So this means the whole business world is experiencing this. It's not just you. You're not crazy. You might have said a bunch of F words in trying to figure out why your emails don't work anymore. Okay, I understand. Okay, God forgives you. Repent and ask forgiveness. But you need to understand something, man. Okay, everybody's experiencing this stuff with the email. This is called the Google Crackdown. And what is this? It basically means this. There has been a lot of programmers in Google having a whole bunch of meetings, and they started doing a bunch of coding, and they've created a way in which it's basically impossible to send spam out now. It's impossible to do it. The old programs still exist. They're still in business. GMass still exists. And various other programs like this exist. That's all great and good, but they don't work anymore. You can try to set them up and everything, and the whole thing will get shut down before you know it. I mean, you're lucky if you could even run one campaign for a day. Your account will probably be shut down. And if you're listening to me laughing at me, saying, yeah, well, that's you, buddy, that's not me. Well, good for you. You're in a minority group. No, there are articles out there already talking about this Google crackdown on email, and there are videos out there. No, this is going on. And I haven't seen any articles in actual physical business magazines, but I mean, I'm telling you, this is going on. I mean, if this hasn't already been written about in Forbes or Entrepreneur, it's just a matter of time. But this is revolutionary adjustment needed in lead generation and in sales. So there have been several propositions put forward, and several of them they've gone like this. The first solution to this problem has been to appeal to the die-hard love of cold email. In other words, don't give up cold email. Work smarter, not harder. And so this class of answers centers around AI cold email programs. At least this is the idea, and this is the pitch. So you have programs like Instantly, Smart Lead, Reach Inbox, and One Shot. And these are software programs that are a little bit more sophisticated than GMass was. I don't know everything about them, but they operate like GMass, but they're a little bit more sophisticated. They have chat support, and they call themselves AI. Now, I've been in software sales since 2016. AI is just another word for software. It's a form of software that responds to iterations from other forms of communication. It is a form of software that interacts with other things. It interacts with either people or it interacts with other softwares sending responses. Okay? In other words, you have a series of code, and then the code can automate a response. All right? You could call it responsive software. It's software that responds. You're on a tennis court. On one side, you hit your tennis ball to the other side of the thing, and the thing responds with code to your tennis ball, and now your tennis ball comes back to you. That's what it is. It's basically you got a bunch of programmers, programming code, you know, for different response scenarios, and then it'll do an auto response. Okay, so apparently these programs like Instantly, Smart Lead, Reach Inbox, and One Shot have AI code responses to the AI code response of Google to fight back against the Google AI that is preventing people from being able to send out email and grow their business. Okay, so apparently there's some sort of a tricks of the trade sort of a thing in these programs that are going to put GMass out of business because GMass doesn't have AI, but these guys do. Instantly, Smart Lead, Reach Inbox, and One Shot. I don't know. I'm skeptical because I have been burned time and time again using GMass, trying to set up Google accounts, G Suite accounts, or just a regular Gmail account and send out. I mean, immediately the AI Google thing shuts your thing down, and it gets to the point where it says you can't use this cell phone to verify this account anymore because you've used it too many times. And you've only used it one time to verify. So your cell phone becomes an obsolete tool for verifying your Google account just after the first try of sending out a bulk email blast. You get completely deactivated. All right. So I've seen this happen like 5 to 10 times in the past year. It's been by the grace of God that I haven't broken out in a series of F words. It's very frustrating. But it's the reality, dude. It's just reality. So is Instantly the answer? Is Smartly the answer? Is Reach Inbox the answer? Is One Shot the answer? It might be. I mean, proceed with caution, take it slow, and don't expect much. Okay, I'm very skeptical of these programs. I really am. But I'm not going to shoot them down, and I say don't knock it till you try it. Now, there's a second way to respond to this problem, and that is just stop cold emailing and rely on cold calling entirely. Rely on cold calling entirely. You might say, how? I've never cold called before. Doesn't matter. You just need to do it in order to survive. If you have a business, you've got to do this, right? So I'm thankful that I went through Secrets of Successful Self-Employment. Secrets of Successful Self-Employment. It was an audio book from Nightingale Conant. It was really, really good. And one of the things they repetitively said in that audio book, Secrets of Successful Self-Employment, is that back in 1995, one of the old school ways of generating new customers from home in a home-based business was cold calling. So, that's kind of funny for me because I'm a cold caller. Like, that's what my job is. Once I find a customer, I cold call for them. Well, basically, now I need a cold call for myself. That's how bad it's got. It used to be the case where I would take the lazy approach to find customers, and I would send out, 10,000 emails or something through GMass and get a bunch of appointments that way. And then when I found people, I'd cold call for them. Well, now it's time to stop playing lazy bones and stop playing the hypocrite. It's now I need to actually start cold calling for myself just to get appointments. which I think I can do. I'm not threatened by that. And so you can use Phone Burner Professional for that. Get yourself a Jabra headset, get yourself Phone Burner Professional, and start cold calling. You can use D7 Lead Finder and get business information, get phone numbers, get emails, and start cold calling with Phone Burner Professional and a Jabra headset from home. And you can find people that way. Do 100 dials a day with it, and maybe even more. And you can find people that way. You can ask for their email, and then you send them a Calendly link, and then boom, there's your appointment. So, is Instantly, Smart Lead, Reach Inbox, One Shot, are these legitimate ways to approach the Google crackdown? They might be. They might be. One thing's for sure though, GMass is dead. I proclaim that. GMass is dead. I don't see any way forward for GMass. I really don't. It's AI or it's nothing when it comes to cold email. But, for everybody that's thinking through this cold email problem, just go back to the main and the plain. Most of you who cold email probably know how to cold call. Just cold call your way through this thing as you're learning this cold email AI program stuff. And do I have a Bible verse for this? I mean, this is supposed to be biblical economics. Ecclesiastes, there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. For everything there is a time and there is a season. That's the best I can come up with, man. What am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say is that things change. Things change. God sees change. And when things change, we have to change with the change. If we don't change with the change, we're going to get left behind. That's just one of the realities of the business world. That's why business journaling was created. That's why there's business magazines, because there's change. Changes happen, and they're uncomfortable, and they make you want to cuss, But that's just, guys. That's why we need to have faith in God and have perseverance, and be willing to adapt to these business changes. They're very frustrating. They can be threatening, But we have to push through and put our faith in God and don't give up. God bless you out there. This is John with WesleyGospel.com.